Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we have another geometry solving video. So today our problem is to be solving for x, and x in this case is this side length here. Alright, so we want to be solving for x. So we have a square here, and inside the square is a circle, and then there's two different side lengths values that are given to us. This value here is 6 of that, and this is 8. First, let's see if we could find out the radius of the circle in the inside here. So our radius, as you can see, is the distance from the very middle to an outside. So this would be our value of r, this length here also, and this length here from the middle to the outside. So this would be r and r also. Alright, so notice here we have a right triangle here, and this radius here is the hypotenuse of our right triangle. So maybe we can use Pythagorean theorem to help solve it for us. But first thing, if we want to do that, we need to figure out the other values. These two values are a and b values for the Pythagorean theorem. Since the full length of the square is x, that means that 1/2 of it must be x over 2, right? So that means that this side length of our triangle must be x over 2, the full thing, minus the 6. And now for the bottom value of our Pythagorean theorem, it would be this length, which is x over 2, minus this r here, right? So this value would be x over 2 minus r. So now let's write our equation we have for the Pythagorean theorem. So remember, Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So the two side lengths are a and b, and then our hypotenuse is c. It will be x over 2 minus r squared plus x over 2 minus 6 squared is equal to r squared. Alright, a method that I'm going to try to be using is substitution, but in order to use substitution we need to find another equation. So let's see what we can have. So notice for this entire length we have this r here and 8, which means this whole length is equal to x. So that's basically x is equal to 8 plus r, or 2r. Alright, so now we have two equations and we can use substitution. Alright, so now we have our two new equations, so let's use substitution. So substitution, you can see this one equation is set for x already. So since 8 plus 2r is equal to x, we can plug in 8 plus 2r for x into the top equation. So we'll get, instead of x on top, it'll be 8 plus 2r over 2 minus 6 squared plus 8 plus 2r over 2 minus r squared is equal to still r squared. So now let's simplify. So this 2 in the denominator cancels out the top, so 2r becomes r, and the 8 will become a 4. So we have 4 plus r minus 6, or let me rewrite that all, because 4 minus 6 is -2. So the new thing will be r minus 2 squared plus, same thing here, 2 cancels out the 2r on top, it becomes r, and then the 8 becomes 4. And in this case, the r minus r would just leave us with 0. So we have just 4 here, and that's squared. And that is all equal to r squared. So let's expand our r minus 2 squared. And to do that, I'm going to use the box method. The box method, you write your two terms, or your two expressions, into a box, each on two sides. So I have r minus 2 twice here because we're squaring it. And then in each box, we're going to multiply the column by the row. So r times r would be r squared. R times negative 2 would be negative 2r. Negative 2 times r would also be negative 2r. And then negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. So our r minus 2 squared would be, turns into r squared minus 4r plus 4 plus, so here 4 squared is 16, is equal to r squared. So now let's try to solve for r. We have r squared on both sides, so if we subtract r squared from the left side, or from either side, they cancel each other out, so r squared is gone. So now we have negative 4r plus 20 is equal to 0. Subtract 20, we have negative 4r is equal to negative 20. Divide by negative 4 to get that our r is equal to 5. Okay? So we got our value for our radius. But remember, the question asks for x value, so we're not quite done. Okay, so we got our r value as 5, and now to solve for x, we just plug in the 5 into our x equals equation to just simply get our answer. So x is equal to 8 plus 2r, the r is 5, is equal to 8 plus 2 times 5 is 10, is equal to 18. So our x value from the beginning of the problem, the side length, is equal to 18. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Bye.